Okay, some books we read when we were kids stick with us forever, sometimes for their stories and other times for the images we see when we read them.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is that kind of book, so during Art Prize, the Grand Rapids Library decided to get just a little creative with it.
That sounds fantastic. They asked teens to take part in a contest called Curiouser and Curiouser, and now they need you, and actually all of us, to be a judge.
That's a tongue twister, too.
Yeah.
And we've got Julie Buikema, the teen librarian from the Grand Rapids Public Library, here with us today, and she's got some great examples of what the teens have been up to. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, we've got a couple of them laid out here, but you actually had how many people enter?
We had 10 teens enter.
Because you wanted to give teens something to do, because Art Prize you have to be 18 to enter.
Exactly, and we had a lot of kids come in that are disappointed that they can't enter. And so we wanted to do something just for teens.
Okay, and so now the entries are closed, but you want people to vote. Tell us about this.
You can come down to the main library, and unfortunately it is just at the main library, but we have a voting station set up where, like Art Prize, you can come down and vote for the piece you like the best. If you're a Grand Rapids resident, you can enter your library card number. If you're from out of town, we still want you to vote. Come and you can put in your name and email address.
So if you came down with any of the KDL library cards, then
Absolutely.
I go to the Byron branch, but I could still
Well, we
use
have a
my
lot
number.
of people from Art Prize, you know, who are here for Art Prize that are from out of town, like out of state, and so they've come down and looked at it too, and they can vote.
And that is so convenient because Art Prize is everywhere, and of course right downtown. All you have to do is walk into the library, and you may want to visit anyway, so go in and take a look. I mean, I was looking at these and I said, a teen did that?
It's really pretty amazing. Were you surprised by the level of talent?
Well, absolutely. They're all different. And that's the thing, they're unique. Each one is almost in a different style, so you have to come down and check them out.
So there was no real, the only direction with these was it was based on Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass. Those
Exactly.
were the criteria, but other than that, it was free reign.
Yeah, they could do a character, they could do a scene, however they wanted to do it.
You know, and it's interesting because it's such an imaginative piece of literature.
Exactly.
Anyway, that we're talking about, and just to see how people's minds kind of perceive that and the creations that are made. Okay, so people can vote. When does the voting end? And when do we find out who wins?
Yeah. And what do they win?
Lots of
It
questions.
ends on Friday, October 8th, and then the winner will be announced on our blog and then simultaneously on Facebook and Twitter.
Oh, okay.
And then they win. There's a couple of levels of prizes. We have a first, second, and third, and then we have a Library Choice Award where staff are going to pick one.
Oh,
But,
okay.
yeah, the first prize winner gets what's called a Wacom tablet. Now, I'm not an artist, but apparently these are the thing to have for artists. It's a little computer-like thing where you can draw using a stylus, and then it sends it to your computer, and you can manipulate the images that way.
Wow, I'm sure these high-tech
High-tech
teens are going to be...
devices.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And then you have other levels of prizes too, really, which is nice because you get the opportunity to reward several people.
I think one of these high-tech teens needs to give Laura an art lesson. So I've been looking through Art Prize and even these pieces that you brought in. Yeah, I'm just not talented in that way.
Me either.
Yeah, well, that's really fantastic that you've opened the doors. And what's the feedback you're hearing from the parents of these kids?
Oh, they love it. They love to, that their child has an opportunity to shine, of course, you know, and they're encouraging all their relatives to come down and vote. But they're just so excited that there's opportunity for their child's artwork to be on display.
Well, that's great. I know that as a teen librarian, it must just warm your heart to see kids so plugged into books, even with all the high-tech stuff going on.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Near and dear to my heart.
We're so thankful that places in our community do excellent things like this.
That's right. Love it. Okay, well, thank you very much. Thanks for stopping by 8 West. We'll be right back.
That's West.